With that, let's bring in California Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff. He is chairman of the House Intelligence Committee and a member now of this select committee that most Republicans want nothing to do with. Chairman, what do you think it says that Kevin McCarthy is willing to punish Republican lawmakers for serving on a select committee to investigate January 6th, but he won't strip people of committees for, anti-Semitism, Jewish space laser conspiracies, alliances with white supremacists? What does that say?
Well, that Kevin McCarthy has only one priority, and that is to do whatever Donald Trump tells him to do. Donald Trump doesn't want the events around January 6th investigated and didn't want the commission, so McCarthy opposed the commission, as did McConnell. And now the Select Committee is meeting the same opposition from McCarthy. But we're determined to do our job nonetheless and to develop a comprehensive objective report of what happened prior to the 6th, what happened on the 6th, why we were so ill-prepared, and most important, make recommendations about protecting our government and our capital and our people in the future. And we'll do that regardless of what Kevin McCarthy may do.
So what happens? Even if no other Republicans besides Liz Cheney join the committee, what happened then?
Well, we will go forward. The fact that they've rejected a commission that was even 5 Democrats, 5 Republicans, with combined subpoena power, that is, neither party could subpoena witnesses on their own. The fact that they would reject that demonstrates clearly they're just not willing to do their duty, and we can't force them to do their duty and uphold their oath. We can only uphold ours, but we're certainly not going to leave the events of January 6th uninvestigated in the country unprotected because they won't do their jobs.
On the subject of subpoena power, Congressman Benny Thompson, who will chair this select committee, has said he would, quote, not resist calling former President Trump to testify. Do you want to see the former president testify, subpoenaed as part of this probe?
We're, I think, postponing any of those kind of decisions until we're fully staffed up, and not just with our staff, but our members. And we have a chance to discuss the scope of the investigation and our priorities. There'll be plenty of time later to decide on which witnesses are most important and what evidence we need to gather. But at this point, we're still just getting squared away.
Kevin McCarthy, also a name, I think that some people are wondering whether or not he would be called to testify because of the phone call that he had with the president on January 6th. Of course, you're no stranger to people ignoring subpoenas or not responding to subpoenas. What happens then?
Well, we'll cross that bridge, I guess, when we get to it. There are mechanisms that we have to enforce our subpoenas, including holding people in contempt and going to court. But as we saw in the McGahn litigation, which took us a couple years, that's not a very viable remedy. In fact, I have a bill, Protecting Our Democracy Act, which would accelerate court enforcement of congressional subpoenas so that we don't have anyone run out the clock on us like this again. Those reforms are going to be very important. But in the near term, we're going to do everything we can to make sure that we get the evidence that we need to develop that report.
How important is it to you to find out exactly what was happening in the White House, ask people who were there, maybe subpoena them, to find out what the president was doing, what he was saying, what he was asking for during the insurrection?
Well, I think it's going to be very important that we get a full body of evidence and follow the facts wherever they lead. And I don't want to prejudge what direction that will take us. We really need to discuss that as a committee. But at the end of the day, there should be no sacred cows. We should investigate and find out all of the factors that went into that tragedy, why there wasn't a more robust response in protecting the Capitol when it happened, what role anyone played in that, whether they're in the White House, in the Congress, in the police, you name it. So we want this to be comprehensive. We want it to be objective. We're going to do our best to do it in a nonpartisan way, and we'll just follow the evidence wherever it leads us.
Congressman Adam Schiff, I appreciate you being with us tonight.